What's up everybody, it's your boy Connor. We're back with another video. We have the Lolo, although it's a little weird having it face this direction. I know we did it with the Sportster in a video, but it's normally never like this. But this is the attractive side of the garage, where the last video that we did, it wasn't really that attractive, and so we decided to kind of amp it up a little bit. We had a bunch of boxes here in the corner. We moved this table that was originally here. We got a new table right there, and that is going to have a couple items for the FXLR rebuild series. That's a mini series that we are starting on the Patreon. So be sure and check out our Patreon page. For only $5 a month, or the equivalent of a cup of coffee a month, you can become a member, where we will be displaying all the items that we get for the FXLR rebuild series. All the parts that we get whenever we get certain things painted. As soon as we get them painted, we're gonna upload photos, maybe do a couple little mini videos. And I'm also thinking of including a new little mini series that's gonna give you access to it, where it's going to be shop hangs, where some of the conversations where I gotta make a mental note to record when we're working on one of the guys' bikes of the Cedar Park Softies or the Ceviche crew, because Trey is in it and he doesn't have a Softie, so that's just the general Ceviche crew. And that explains one of the t-shirts on the Teespring store. Links for both the Teespring and the Patreon are down in the info section, but one of the t-shirts say a Ceviche on the back with a Ceviche martini glass in the front, and that explains that. So that table behind us is gonna start displaying some of the items that we're gonna be including for the rebuild, not all, so that we don't give it all away. At the end of the rebuild series, we're gonna be doing a recap, which will be displayed on the YouTube channel once we get everything done. But each individual rebuild episode is going to be Patreon exclusive. We have Ted Locklear, who's the most recent road warrior, and we have Zen of the Cedar Park Softies, who became a premium tier member of the KR Digital Media tier. Today's video is going to be about a kickstand upgrade, the FXLR. It has a decent kickstand, but it does something weird once you lift the rear shock. We have the bunking extension on the rear, and it gives a little bit of a dyno lean, but also it makes it a little sketch. We wanted to lift the front when we first got it, but after seeing that, I do like the way it rides now. But the main reason that we didn't lift the front initially out the gate when we did the rear was that when you lean on the kickstand enough as it is, the bike tends to lift that front wheel up. And it's, if you park on a hill steep enough, it's gonna lean and dig and possibly fall over with just the right amount of breeze. And the other thing is that it really digs in. It has a bit of a triangle, so it really digs in. And I'm not really a fan of that. But we went ahead and ordered a new one. We ended up getting one off eBay of a 2018 Fat Bob that just has a little bit more of a profile. They're the same length, but for some reason it gives it a little bit more of a sturdier platform to lean the bike on. It doesn't dig, so that way it keeps it from actually tipping over. But that's what it's gonna be. We've never done a kickstand swap. It looks fairly easy, although there's not that many videos out there. And on the dyno, we just could never really figure it out. And now we're gonna tackle it on the Softail. Worst case, we mess something up and we just leave it on the stand until the Ceviche squad rolls through and helps your boy out. Because we all know that we tend to struggle a little bit when it comes to working on our bike, but we end up getting it done. It may just not always be as smooth as we hope initially in our head, like but thankful to the guys that they help out every now and then. Here is the Fat Bob kickstand. Here is the part number. So here are the two different kickstands. This is the one from the Fat Bob. It has a little bit more of a flat profile. I hit this with some primer. White was the only one I had because it was pretty rusty, but we just blacked it out just now. And then here is the one from the FXLR. This one has a bit of a triangle. And here, now that you look at it, you can see it's been kind of wearing away here at the tip, and then the rest, for the most part, is untouched other than this front portion where this just keeps on rubbing and digging. And it's not bad if you keep it stock height, but once you start lifting it, had we lifted the front, it would have essentially just been like this, just digging to the ground. So with the Fat Bob, it has a little bit more of a kick out, so that way you can grab it. But this is extended already. This I would be down. That's how this one sits. And then you have the Lowrider one that sits similar to that. Looks like the Fat Bob may be longer just because it has more of just a tapered off. And here on the Lowrider one, you can see that it kind of curves up a little bit, and then this one's a little bit longer to go down. So maybe the Fat Bob one kind of starts around here. I never noticed that, but that's just a slight little difference. Now we're just gonna mount the Fat Bob one onto the Softail Lowrider. pretty much it. Now all we gotta do is just lower this. Just look. Here's the old FXLR kickstand. Now, with me not being familiar, what I was trying to do, a video I saw online earlier in the week was I saw someone remove a pin and then remove their kickstand, so that's what I was trying to do. But I was having a little bit of trouble getting the pin out, but we got everything. So all we had to do was just remove the bolts from the frame, took this one off, got the fat bob one, put it back in, put the bolts back in, and that was it. So it was fairly straightforward on the soft tails. That's all you have to do if you're looking to get a longer kickstand. If you have a soft tail FXLR, they're the only ones that utilize this kickstand. The street bob and the fat bob both utilize that longer, flatter one. You should be good to go when it comes to lifting the front and the rear, and that way it's gonna give you a little bit more of a platform, as we showed you earlier, to park your bike without having it dig into the ground. Yeah, it still leans exactly the same, but it doesn't have that harsh of a grind like it's digging into cement. It was also one of the main reasons why we really started looking for a better kickstand than the stock FXLR one was we just put vinyl flooring on our van. We did up the floor. Digging into the vinyl a little bit too much for my peace of mind. I was like, I'm not gonna just have this divot where the kickstand goes. And with the flatter one, it'll definitely help prolong the life of the floor. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, bump on over and hit that bell to be notified of any future videos when they drop, as soon as they drop. And don't forget to check out the Teespring storefront, get yourself some cool channel merch, where we'll be continuing to update design. And if you do happen to pick something up, be sure and tag me when you do get the item. I would love to share it on my story, and be on the lookout for old Ron Burgundy's summer bod. Cheers, guys.